Infinitely Powerful Souls as the fully committed mastermind group, that's extremely important to me. The real and authentic relationships, which I think that's important because it's missing in our culture, and it's the only way to make a mastermind group work. And then the financial freedom, Lloyd's already done that. I mean, Lloyd doesn't have a day job. Like, he does this as his day job. So, I mean, it's something that is actually happening for people. So I think it's pretty awesome. Especially
you need to teach us more about that whole thing, or at least me.
Yeah, I'm going to get into that today. So,
okay.
Vicky, you can definitely be my co-host. Matthew, you can be my co-host. You guys are amazing human beings, so I'm so glad you're here. My name is David Meyer. I'm the leader of the Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind Group. We are going to start with the mastermind principles for this international mastermind community that operates according to the golden rule, which is do unto others as you want done unto you. So I'm going to share my screen here, my friends. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Awesome. Most fantastic.
So Vicky, if you could let everybody know, where are you living right now? Montreal? Is that it?
I'm in Montreal, Canada.
What's it like there right now? Nice temp?
It's a nice temperature, but it just started raining, but it's okay. Keeps everything green and watered.
Yeah, I see your pictures of the flowers all the time. Such beautiful scenery around where you live. How about you, Matthew? Where are you living?
I live in Beaverton, Oregon. We just got over some fires, so I'm actually thankful for the rain we've been getting. It was a nice warm day yesterday, but it's just beautiful here, so I love it. I've been here since I was like 18, so about 20 years now.
I love Oregon. I lived in Idaho for 16 years, so I'm a huge fan of the Midwest or Northwest, and I'm living in the Midwest now, but I miss the Northwest big time. So we're going to read through these mastermind principles. Vicky, you start us off, then we'll have Matthew read, and then I'm going to read. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
So it says, the purpose of the mastermind is to learn leadership, build teams, and create multiple sources of income together.
We are here to inspire and challenge each other to reach and exceed goals.
Each member is committed to their own success as well as the success of every member of the group.
We are committed to meeting in person or virtually for 1 hour every week.
We are present. There is no multitasking or distractions during meetings.
We are collaborative. We listen without interrupting, lecturing, or judging.
We celebrate each other's successes without jealousy.
We are honest and participate by giving thoughtful feedback.
We are open and listen to different perspectives without being defensive or offering excuses.
We trust fellow members enough to share fully.
We are focused, but we also think it's important to have fun during meetings.
We are real and authentic. This is a no BS zone. We allow ourselves to become completely aligned with each other and the high forces. One mind, one soul, one love.
Noble Goldman International is a conscious, aware, and engaged global community of abundance and freedom creators.
Our mission is to create 1 million millionaires who are free from the time for money paradigm. We focus on creating multiple streams of income through masterminding, team building, and effective utilization of the internet-based platforms.
The mastermind becomes an opportunity for self-mastery, where the self-transcendent shift from the me to the we to the us occurs. As congruence and engagement increases, the world's consciousness is then raised one meaningful and inspired relationship at a time. And I was talking to Matthew Collinson about that a week ago, and he was commenting on how much he enjoyed our relationship that has really developed a lot through this masterminding process, and how, he felt so inspired and just felt such a tremendous amount of growth happening through this mastermind group that we have here. And I commented and I said, that's the beauty of this mastermind group, this mastermind principle. And just think about that relationship being multiplied by millions and millions. I mean, Noble Goldman right now is projected to grow to be 500 million people in the next, 8 to 10 years at its current rate of growth. So there's a tremendous opportunity here to raise the world's consciousness through the mastermind principle. Are both of you familiar with the mastermind principle from the Think and Grow Rich book?
Yes.
Yes. It was a great book. I've gone through that. I think I'm on like my 5th or 6th time going through Think and Grow Rich over the years.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. It really, I remember reading about that mastermind principle the first time, and I immediately went out to go set up a mastermind group, and it completely and totally flopped.
Mm-hmm.
People just, really, a lot of people don't see the value in it, and it's, everybody's so busy and has so many things going on. So it's really hard to get people thinking about the value of masterminding.
This is the first one that I found that we're actually like digging into the processes of the book, and we're actually following through with like enacting the practices into our life.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's awesome experience. So this is the NG Infinitely Powerful Souls Gold Star Leadership Mastermind Group. And this is our leadership development vision. My mentor, Joseph Murphy, said, we go where our vision is. JC Penney said, give me a stock clerk with a goal or a vision, and I will give you a stock clerk that will make history, somebody that will literally change the world. And he said, give me a stock clerk with no goal or no vision, and I will just give you a stock clerk. So it's very important to have a vision for what's coming next in your future. This is an international mastermind community called Noble Goldman, which operates according to the golden rule, which is do unto others as you want done unto you. So we are a fully committed mastermind group, and we focus on developing real and authentic relationships to create financial freedom by developing multiple sources of income through the mastermind principle. I have a quick video here that explains a little bit about Noble Goldman. So if you're interested in learning more, all you have to do is reach out to one of us. One of the moderators in this YouTube Can Be Prosperous Facebook group to learn more. Or, if you're watching this as a YouTube video, feel free to message us and we'll give you all the details that you need so you can learn more about masterminding and how it can literally change your life, my friends, transform your whole life.
Imagine a vision to positively impact millions of people's lives across the world. A vision that is backed by a mission to create 1 million millionaires who are free from the time for money paradigm. Imagine that mission being backed by a community of conscious, aware, and engaged people who are all striving forward to experience wealth and freedom in all areas of their lives. Can you imagine being a part of that vision? Well, now imagine a platform where you get to connect with like-minded people from all over the world. A community where those people understand the value of the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have done unto you. People who want to help you succeed without any attached jealousy. People who are in your corner celebrating your successes with you. Now imagine a system that offers you the power of a mastermind to help you share your own value as well as receive the value from others. Masterminds that are built on the principles shared by Napoleon Hill in the book Think and Grow Rich, which is quite possibly the most well-known book of success across the world. Can you see yourself as part of that community? Now let's expand your mind even further. Imagine a system that provides you with an abundance of education in areas such as personal development, team building, social media marketing, sales training, leadership skills, recruiting, business coaching, life coaching, authentic brand building, and much, much more. A place that provides you with your own abundance alignment tool, strategically designed to help you become clear on your goals, your values, your affirmations, and much more, as well as the ability to track your daily activity to give you live visual reports. Now, imagine a wealth creation software that gives you the access to tens of thousands of qualified leads to help you build relationships that last, as well as achieve your business goals. Imagine a system that provides you with the opportunity to create and earn from multiple sources of income, as taught by the most successful people in the world, such as Bob Proctor, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, Elon Musk. Now, this website that allows you to feature your own products and or services to help more people from all over the world benefit. Now, just imagine if all of the hard work was being done for you. Are you ready to embrace the vision? Connect with the community and be one of the millionaires produced by Noble Goldman? If so, just click the button below and get started today.
Yeah, I do too. He's out of Australia. He's a really fascinating human being. Very polished when it comes to his speaking abilities, and definitely his video editing is amazing. So could you read this for us, Matthew?
All the powers in the universe are already ours. It is we who have put our hands before our eyes and cry that it is dark.
Yeah, this is Swami Vivekananda, and he's basically saying that, you know, our soul contains all the powers of the entire universe within it. It's the most powerful force in the universe. And the interesting thing about that is Brian Tracy found that the average person only lives up to 2% of their potential, even though they walk around their entire life with the most powerful force in the entire universe within them. So that's why we named this the Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind Group, because we're really trying to tap into this source that represents all the power in the universe that's within us. So this is where we plan on having our mastermind meeting every single year with our 12 leaders on our leadership mastermind group. This is in a place called Stella Island Resort in Greece. Absolutely amazing place. It's right next to the ocean. And this is where we're going to sit as a group and have a live mastermind group meeting with people from all over the world, literally thousands and thousands of people that will be connecting with us through our computers. So that's answered prayer to everybody in this group, and something we're looking forward to greatly.
Yes.
So we're going to read through this. Vicky, if you could read the first line, and then Matthew will read one, and then I will read one.
I am prosperity.
I am radiant health.
I am unimaginable strength.
I am perpetual youth.
I am limitless energy.
I am infinite creativity.
I am unconditional love.
I am divine substance.
I am divine life.
I am divine spirit.
I am divine truth.
I am divine love.
I am divine light.
I am divine beauty.
I am divine power.
My soul is infinitely powerful.
My higher self moves through all restrictions and knows no opposition. It is infinitely powerful.
Awesome. So this is special prayer we say at the beginning of every meeting. I believe that the law of prosperity operating through me and everybody in this group is blessing and enriching all the families on earth now. And this is something from our personal development mastermind group, which is called NG Freedom Creators. It says, when the thought of prosperity is firmly fixed in consciousness, its manifestation is certain. Dr. Robert Russell from the book You Too Can Be Prosperous.
When your desires are strong enough, you will appear to possess superhuman powers to achieve. And that's Napoleon Hill.
So this is from the book Working with the Law by Raymond Hollywell. He says, desire creates the power. So this power that Napoleon Hill is talking about in the book Think and Go Rich, where he says that you will literally appear to possess superhuman powers when your desires are strong enough. That is really something that we tap into here at Noble Goldman. We have a profile where we log all of our goals in, our desires, our dreams, our vision, and every single day we log our high performance success habits towards the achievement and accomplishment of those desires and those goals. And that really does, tap into that limitless power and potential within each of us. So if you could read this for us, Matthew.
If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's that simple. That's what this leadership mastermind group is all about, is inspiring others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more than average. Brian Tracy found that the average person only lives up to 2% of their potential. So every single day we're increasing our potential as human beings, increasing our average, to 3%, 4%, and, all the way up to 60, 70, 80, 90% of our potential as human beings by surrounding ourselves with, people like Matthew, people like Vicky. We have some just amazing people in this mastermind group and community that really uplift us and inspire us and help us to grow as human beings. So the high performance habit of the most successful people in human history. One thing that Napoleon Hill talks about when he talks about the mastermind principles, he says he interviewed 500 of the most successful people in the entire world. And he found that the number one cause of the most successful people in human history is the mastermind principle, and applying that principle in their lives. So that's something that each one of us, I think that we get a tremendous amount of value in this mastermind group, is taking one of the most, the greatest high performance success habits in human history and applying that in our own lives every single week by masterminding together as a group. So this is a really short video here, but in this video, Napoleon Hill describes one of the huge benefits of masterminding regularly.
We come now to the second of the 17 principles which lead to the master key with which you may open the door to the attainment of your definite major purpose in life. This principle of success is called the mastermind principle. I want you to understand the nature of the mastermind principle because you must use it before you can take possession of the master key. An understandable definition of the mastermind is this: it consists of two or more people who work in perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success. And I have heard well-informed Bible students say that the first known application of the mastermind was that which existed between the Nazarene and his 12 disciples. Of one fact I am absolutely sure: when you form a true mastermind alliance with others and work with them in a spirit of perfect harmony, you can draw freely upon the spiritual forces within you in carrying out your plans and desires. I also know that the mastermind principle can give you
Yeah, so that's in that video. He talks about through the mastermind principle, you can accomplish more in 1 year than you could in a lifetime through your own efforts. So that's one reason why we're very excited that we apply this high performance success habit every single week in our lives. So if you could read this for us, Vicki.
The mastermind principle: two or more people actively engaged in the pursuit of a definite purpose with a positive mental attitude constitute an unbeatable force. Napoleon Hill.
Awesome. Yeah, so basically he's saying that when we work together in a mastermind principle and we have a definite purpose, which is represented in those mastermind principles we read in the beginning here, it constitutes an unbeatable force. It constitutes something that there's nothing on earth that can stop us from achieving our goals, making our dreams come true, and in making that definite purpose become a reality.
All children are born geniuses, and we spend the first 6 years of their lives geniusing them. Buckminster Fuller. Almost everybody is born a genius and buried an idiot. Charles Bukowski.
So this is something we've talked about before, but NASA did a study, and I talked about this with you both in that last YouTube video that we did, but they found that 98% of kindergartners born at a genius level, a creative genius level. And they looked at those same people 20 years later, and they found that only 2% of them were operating at a creative genius level anymore. So the real thing that we are working towards here as a mastermind group in the Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind Group is helping each of us realize their creative genius again, helping each of us discover the creative genius that's been there our whole lives. And this is the same level of creative genius that you would find in a Steve Jobs, a J.K. Rowling's, the list goes on and on forever. But any creative genius in human history, even Leonardo da Vinci, we have that creative genius within us right now. Would each of you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
How about you, Matthew?
Yeah, I truly believe we all have something inside of us that needs to be shared, and I think that's part of where the genius comes from. It helps that creativity aspect of us.
Yeah, and just surrounding ourselves with the type of people that are in this mastermind group, and the type of people that this mastermind group attracts is what brings that creative genius out of each of us. That's one of the huge benefits of surrounding yourself with people that uplift you, inspire you, encourage you, and are always, there to believe that you are capable of greatness beyond anything that you've ever realized before in your life. We focus on 3 areas of self-realization or self-transformation in this Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind group. And these 3 areas represent how to not only realize our true potential and tap into that creative genius that's within each of us, but also how to make this a better world and be the change that we wish to see. So the first of these areas is leadership development, in which we're reading a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. We're currently, on the laws 7 through 9. Can you just give us a little insight on what you both think about this book? We'll start with Vicky. Just tell us your thoughts on this book so far.
I've really enjoyed this book. I was so excited when I actually got it in my hands, and I'm already highlighting. There's a lot to highlight, but I like all the different aspects it covers of a person and what leadership really is, because I think a lot of people misunderstand what leadership is and consider management leadership, and that to me is not leadership. A manager is very different than a leader. And it's always about the us or the we. It's not about yourself, and it's always trying to lift people up and encourage people to do things that maybe they wouldn't do otherwise. There's a quiz in this book, which I've already done it because I wanted to compare doing the quiz, reading the book, going through it, and then doing it again at the end. So I already know some of the areas I need to improve on. But I'm really liking this book, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with everything Vicky said. And to add on to that, it also talks about how leadership has a longer vision. They see further down the road than like the person or employee or manager just working the 9-to-5 kind of job. They're looking at the overall whole of where they want to go. And I think that's really touched me, and that I'm starting to kind of cohese what I want in my future as a leader too.
Yeah, that's perfect. The thing that really stood out for me in this book is, the first thing he says is, in order to realize your true potential in life, is it all comes down to your leadership abilities and developing those abilities by learning, what the laws of leadership are and how to apply them to your life. And one of the laws that he talks about is leadership isn't so much about advancing ourselves as it is about advancing others. It's about transitioning to that me, or from that me state of mind to the we and to the us. How can I advance other people? How can I help people realize their true potential? Would you agree?
Yes. And I think it's really important, to be honest, because if you're focused only on yourself, how can you really focus on others, if that makes sense? You really kind of have to put yourself aside and focus on the whole group.
It's more of an empathetic approach.
We all rise together. By helping others achieve their dreams, we're helping everybody, achieve their dreams. It's an amazing concept, and it's really the true way to create a fully committed mastermind group. So that is one of the areas that we're focused on for self-realization, self-transformation. Lao Tzu said the greatest gift you can ever give the world is your own self-realization or your own self-transformation. So the other area we're focusing on is character development. Joseph Murphy, who wrote the book, The Power of Subconscious Mind, said your character is your destiny. And the Talmud, which is an ancient Jewish text, said that kindness is the highest form of wisdom or intelligence that exists in the world or the universe. And the Bible said that wisdom yields better returns than gold. So being a kinder human being and being a kinder group collectively in this mastermind group, we can literally change the world one small act at a time together by reading this book, masterminding over this book. And we're going to read this book and every book in this program 3 times in order to really get the value that, Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about. So if you could just share your thoughts on this book, starting with Vicky.
So you all know how I feel about kindness. So it's very much a part of my life. Being kind, I just think it changes one's perspective. You go out of your way to do something nice for someone just because you can, not because you're expecting anything in return. The idea to me is you're giving. You're not expecting to get back. That to me is true kindness. You're doing a good deed. You're doing an act of, to me, the best ones are random acts of kindness. So I said this the last time we met, there's nothing like, just for the fun of it, I pay for the coffee for the person behind me and I leave and I go off and they get a free coffee, right? You're doing it just because you can and you want to. And I think by doing that, it slowly makes changes. So it's like that ripple that eventually will keep creating and become like this huge wave of change. So I'm very excited about this book.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I haven't actually gotten this one yet, so I'm kind of excited to find it and get it. But I do know that by acting kind and by giving people grace and by showing the positive side of human nature, it does affect everybody around you as you meet different people throughout the day. And that can be either here online, or it could be walking around in the store or the gas station or wherever you are at the time. And it's super easy to actually transition yourself from one emotion to another emotion, and to change it into kindness or into love or into happiness will transform everyone around you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And some of those videos I've sent our leadership mastermind group on the benefits of kindness from some of those TEDx talks, it really stands out that there's so many extraordinary health benefits to being a kinder human being. It's just amazing that we live in a world where, there's so many health problems like heart disease and cancer and all these different things. But the benefits of being a kinder human being, like literally trump a lot of the things like, healthier eating and exercising. Like you literally get just as good of health benefits from being a kinder human being as you do from healthy lifestyle habits. So it's really an extraordinary opportunity to make this a better world and do something that's better for ourselves and in this group and in our community. So I'm very, very excited about the character development.
David, if you also think by being kind and nice and positive and happy, you're not miserable, angry, unhappy. So you're getting rid of all that stress. And that stress is what usually tends to cause or lead to health issues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It creates all kinds of like the cortisol that you can create in your body is like very, very toxic for all your different organs. I couldn't agree more. So the last area that we are going to focus on for self-realization, self-transformation, becoming more than average, because Jim Rohn said leadership is a challenge to be more than average, is spiritual development. So we're going to mastermind over a book called You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters by Dr. Deepak Chopra. So this concept that our higher self is the most powerful force in the universe, that it's the universe itself, has been something that's been talked about by every single, religion, every single philosophy of all time. Ralph Waldo Emerson says, once you make a decision, the universe or your higher self conspires to make it happen. And I think it's Paulo Coelho actually wrote an entire book based on this thought or this idea that the universe is always conspiring to help you achieve all your dreams and your goals in life. And this is something we really want to understand, because Sri Chinmoy said your soul is infinitely powerful. And we want to understand what that means for ourselves, what that means for our communities, our families, this world, and this mastermind group. So if you could share your thoughts on this book, I would love to hear both your thoughts and your ideas and your excitement for this next stage in our self-realization or self-transformation. Go ahead, Vicki.
So I have both of these books. I'm waiting to read them. I haven't started yet. I'm being good. I'm sticking with the ones we're focused on right now. I'd rather kind of enjoy the experience altogether. Spirituality is something that's an area of mine. I mean, I don't consider myself religious. I consider myself more spiritual. So it has more to do with just connecting with everything, whether it's nature, or everybody, the universe. So for me, that's really important. I'm excited about this book. I also happen to very much admire Deepak Chopra and what he's done. And I did his 21-day abundance challenge back in, I think it was May. And he has another one on, I think it's called something else. It's on LinkedIn right now. Actually, he's doing it. And he does lives, by the way, just so you know, on LinkedIn. I'm very excited about this book.
I'm a lot like Vicky, actually. I consider myself more of a spiritual human being. I don't really equate to anything in particular. I do believe that we have a massive amount of learning to do within our own selves, through meditation and other things. I've seen that we have like a lot going on in our own heads. And I would love to dive deeper and to feel out what that means and how I can use that. And I think this is going to be a great step towards that process. So I'm super excited about that book in particular on our journey here.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I totally agree with you. I really identify myself as, a spiritual human being, and I love to learn from every single wisdom or every single religion, every single philosophy, every single thing that I can learn from to become a better human being. I always love to look at different points of views and different perspectives and try to work on myself.
Can I add one thing? Because I think it goes in that area. So Matthew brought up meditation. So whether it's meditation, visualization, the affirmations, I think that's a huge part of that section. I think you both would agree. Like I do that daily, and I've noticed a big change since May when I really kind of delved a little bit more deeply into this. So yes.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That is literally, transformed my life in more ways than I can count, as far as, the affirmations, which I consider a form of prayer, and meditation, visualization. Meditation is just such, I know Matthew's a huge fan of meditation, and I think it's such a great way to control your mind and really start taking control over your destiny. So let's answer this question, my friends. It's just, a minute or a little bit over a minute. Everybody, just what does leadership development mean to you, and the things that you want to accomplish and achieve in this life? What do you believe that this leadership development mastermind group is going to be able to do for you, so we can help you make all your dreams come true and realize your true potential as a human being? Go ahead, Vicky.
So I have big dreams, I have big visions, and I think this leadership team is going to help me accomplish that, because I think some of us, Matthew and I, have kind of similar visions, although in different ends of the world, but all for good purpose. For me, I think this is how you start affecting other people. So if we create this fantastic, supportive, encouraging leadership environment, we can teach these skills to other people and the ideas they teach to other people. So then that ripple becomes more of a ripple throughout the world. So to me, that's what I'm hoping the goal is, and that we get to help each other, like, accomplish our dreams, our visions, to encourage us to be better people.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead, Matthew.
For me, it's I got a couple different views, but the closer up one is to create 12 teams of 12, essentially, so that I can, my people that I bring into like Noble Goldman and Masterminding, I want to find how to, or what I should be leading them through, I suppose. Like, I like the way David's leading us through the leadership book, the character book, and the spiritual book. And I think that I'm still developing my plan. And I think that this leadership development will help me get to that point. And then I've also got long-term goals that I think we can all support each other on, but that'll be later on down the road, I think, for me.
Awesome, Matthew. Awesome. So yeah, leadership development, what it means to me is, before I really started getting into this, into masterminding with Noble Goldman, developing my own mastermind groups and working on a leadership mastermind group, I really, up until I joined this community, I really didn't see how leadership development was going to help me achieve my bigger visions and my goals for my future. But now that I've dug into it as deeply as we have together as a group, I realized that was the thing that was holding me back in life. That was the thing that, I always felt like it was something other than that, but that was the thing that was really holding me back. Is I couldn't, lead myself, every single day. I was kind of all over the board. I didn't have much focus. And each of you know that the 90-day success challenge is really where you start, getting that laser focus on, these are the things that I have to do every single day, no matter what. These are the things that are going to have the most impact on my life and help me influence others. But I really just didn't understand how sharpening my leadership abilities would help me achieve my bigger goals and dreams. And now I'm really starting to see that that's the one thing that's been holding me back. So I am super excited that we're moving forward in this direction, in the right direction, with the right people, you know, at the right, you know, time, and with the right methodology, with the right, you know, something that's simple that we can all get on board, but we know that these are the areas of life that we have to focus on in order to have that growth that we need to experience that self-transformation. Okay, let's go over this one. So Vicki, could you tell us, what do you value most in a leader? And I know that one time you shared, you know, some of the things that you love about your dad and his example as leader. You know,
Yeah.
Feel free to share anything that you value in people like that, and how we can be more like that.
So for me, integrity is huge. I want somebody who's going to be honest, even if they're brutally honest in a nice way, like not to be mean about it. I don't want somebody who's going to sugarcoat and kind of like downplay or lie or stretch what, like, just put it out there. Just be nice about it. Be humane about it. For me, yeah, so my dad was huge. He did everything. He used to work for Olivetti. So you got to remember, the computers back then was the size of a room, like not what we hold in our hand. He's done real estate. He does woodworking. He does so much stuff, but he's taught me all that. And that to me is a leader. Even though I was female, he still taught me about wood, and he taught me about refinishing furniture, and he taught me about computers, and he taught me about volunteering and giving back. So I grew up with that. So I was very, very, very lucky. And he's still around, so that's good. But I've also had fantastic mentors, I have to say, pretty much my whole career. And I've been a social worker for 23 years. I was very lucky. I've always had people that just went out of their way to mentor me and teach me things, because I guess they saw qualities in me that they knew eventually I would get to a point that I could be a leader, if that makes sense. And I very much want to. There's so much I want to do that I can't do it working a 9-to-5 job.
Love that.
For me, what do I value most in a leader? I need a leader who, number one, is going after something bigger than what I have thought of, like kind of a bigger vision. Number two, I need the leader to understand that I understand where I come from. Like, I'm a very creative human. I move in many different directions at a time. My wife, I don't know how she puts up with me, but I appreciate her because she understands that I need to be reined in sometimes, while at the same time I need a large amount of freedom. I need that big space to run as fast as I possibly can, essentially. Otherwise I feel cramped and I feel trapped. So that's kind of what I value in a leader, a person who sees that creative side of me, that knows I need that freedom.
Love it, Matthew. That's absolutely amazing stuff. I really value in a leader that, you know, that sees that we can not only make ourselves better and improve every single day, but in that process of becoming better human beings, we can make this a better world. We can actually include both of these concepts, because it's frustrated me for many years of my life that self-improvement, it always has such a me focus. And it's all about how I can get better than my peers and how I can, you know, competitively, you know, beat my peers. But I think we can, I truly believe with all my heart that we can make this a better world and improve ourselves in the process. And that's really the vision for this Leadership Mastermind group, is that we can do both of those things, and it will be more rewarding when we focus on both of those areas. I cheated on this test. I've already been through it once, so sorry.
Okay.
So how is this Leadership Mastermind going to help you reach and exceed all your goals? So if you could go over this really quick, and then we'll sum this up. We just got a couple things to talk about. Share with everybody how you can turn masterminding into a source of income, which is an awesome opportunity to do what you love to do in life. So go ahead, Vicki.
How is this going to help me? It's already helped me. I mean, you reached out to me back in June, and besides everything I went to before that, I've seen such a difference in myself since June, and it's helped me a lot. Like, it's helped me really grow as a person. And I just keep connecting with very like-minded people. It's amazing, once you start getting involved with something, you keep coming across people. And I'm very lucky, I guess, on social media for the most part. I have fantastic connections and people who believe, like us, who believe in paying it forward. And, you know, you put out there what you want back. and people help each other, and it's not like people are expecting to be paid. Some of them are like, okay, you help me, I help you, or you help somebody else. And to me, I love that. So this will just continue to help me grow and help push me. The thing I like about the Mastermind is the accountability. I have people I can contact for support, to run a question by, the encouragement, the fact that we're just all there for each other. It's like a big family. So.
Love that. Awesome answer, Vicki.
I think Vicki nailed it on the head. It's like having that family resource, but with people that have come from so many different ranges of life that we can talk to one another and share our experiences together. And I think that's where the true potential the infinite potential lies in a mastermind. And that's what I've always liked about it. I've just never been able to find one until now that actually was what I had in my mind for what it should look like. To really reach and utilize this mastermind, I think, is going to just be communication and talking with one another. And I think that's the biggest thing on how we can help reach and exceed everyone's goals within this mastermind, including my own.
Awesome answer. Awesome answer. So how's this leadership mastermind going to help us reach and exceed all of our goals? Les Brown said, when you help other people make their dreams come true, you will achieve your dreams in life. And the thing that I loved in one of our last mastermind groups, the leadership mastermind group, I asked everybody, what are the 5 things that make you happiest? And every single person always said, my family is the thing that makes me the happiest in life. And you both just shared with us that this mastermind group is a family. It's just like our family that loves us and cares for us and wants us to have the best life we possibly could ever have. That's what this mastermind group wants for each person here as well. We want the same thing for you that your parents want for you, that your parents always want you to make all your dreams come true in life and want you to, to realize your true potential in life. And I think that is a huge value that we get out of this mastermind community and group, is that we want that for each other. And it's just amazing to be around people like that.
David, can I add one thing?
Without the drama.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vicki.
I would just add that I think what's great is that we all come from different backgrounds. We all have different skills. We all have different strengths. So if one of us is lacking something, we can turn to the other one and say, hey, can you help me out with this? And to me, I think that's a big part of the mastermind, is you each have different aspects that maybe the other doesn't have, or not to the same level.
Yeah, I think you just read Mother Teresa's mind right here. Why don't you read this quote?
You can do what I cannot do. I can do what you cannot do. Together we can do great things. Mother Teresa. I love Mother Teresa.
It's that
awesome.
It's that simple. She literally changed the entire world based on this concept, or this idea that I can't do it all by myself, but I can do some, and you can do, some, and together we can change the world. We can make things happen that will, blow people's minds. And that's what we're doing here, is in this leadership mastermind group, is really understanding that each of us has a purpose here. Each of us has something that we can do, and together we can do amazing things. We can make miracles happen. So Matthew, could read this quote for us?
Leadership is the challenge to be something more than average. Jim Rohn.
Such a beautiful idea. And earlier I mentioned that Brian Tracy found that the average person only lives up to 2% of their potential in life. And the reason being is these jobs that they keep putting us in, most often they don't really help us tap into that creative genius within us. So how do we do that? Well, the way to really tap into our true potential as human beings is you have to do what you love to do to realize your true potential. Steve Jobs discovered this. All the creative geniuses of all time found that, like Steve Jobs says here, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And I believe you have found it. You're watching this leadership mastermind group, and this is mastermind is something that you can turn into a source of income. I am doing that right now myself. Matthew and Vicki are in that process. This is something where you can actually follow your passion in life and do what you love to do, and talk about what you want to talk about, and get paid to do it. So Simon Sinek says, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. So there's an opportunity here, my friends. It's called the Gold Star Team Builder. So it's a $200 a year investment. And through that $200 a year investment, you can get anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 in personal development every single year. It's what we refer to as the 90-day success challenge. It includes everything from meditation to gratitude to visualization, exercise, healthy eating, and then building your network, mastermind development, surrounding yourself with the type of people that are going to be fully committed to helping you make all of your dreams come true. So that's a $200 investment per year. And through that $200 per year investment, you turn masterminding into a source of income. And this is how that works out. So it's an affiliate program. It's Noble Goldman, an international mastermind community, operates according to the golden rule. So we build teams of 12 as far as our mastermind team. These are the 12 people that you want to mastermind with for the rest of your life. It's a fully committed mastermind group, real and authentic relationships. And by doing that, when those 12 people go Gold Star and they upgrade, because it just makes sense, because now they have the opportunity to turn this into a source of income. Now they have the opportunity to mastermind every single week. That is the #1 high performance success habit of the most successful people in human history. And by those people going Gold Star, now you're making $1,000 per year. And then those people are going to replicate that process so they can continue to mastermind and surround themselves with people that are fully committed to helping them make all their dreams come true and are going to attend their mastermind meetings on the subject that they're passionate about and that they love to do. So when those people do that, now you're making $3,000 a year. As you can see, the potential for earnings continues to increase, with no end, depending on how much you're willing to put into this, depending on how much time that you're willing to put into this. So this is you have to commit at least 2 hours every single week to masterminding to realize your true potential, according to Napoleon Hill. Would you both agree that that's true, that is the way to apply this mastermind principle correctly? Or, well, just basically applying it in the way we do it. We mastermind every single week here for 2 hours.
So I do 2 hours here. I actually have another small group of women that I meet with through one of my friends. So I'm doing actually 3 hours a week. And I can tell you it's made a huge difference for me. So it definitely works.
Awesome. How about you, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm loving this whole process. I love that we can talk to one another about our goals and dreams, and no one laughs or anything there. We're all there to be supportive and to help each other achieve whatever that is. It doesn't matter what the goal is. And I think that's the beautiful part about the mastermind.
Yeah, it is a no-brainer. It's definitely made a huge impact on my life. And now every single week I get to do what I love to do. I get to talk about something that I love to talk about. I get to learn about things that I love to learn about. And I get to do it with like-minded people. So if you could read this quote for us, I know this one really speaks to your heart and soul, Vicki.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. Yeah, I totally agree with this. It can be 2, 3, 4 people, and it's amazing if they're dedicated and passionate about what they want to do. It's amazing what they can do.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we are here. Is we're a small group. We don't need a large group, because this isn't about quantity. This is about quality. It's about being, surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah. But
you're a small group of thoughtful people that are changing the world one small act at a time. So if you could read this, Matthew, this whole Infinitely Powerful Souls Leadership Mastermind group is based on this one thought or this one idea.
Your soul has a special mission. Your soul is supremely conscious of it. Maya, illusion, or forgetfulness makes you feel that you are finite, weak, and helpless. This is not true. You are not the body. You are not the senses. You are not the mind. You are the soul, which is unlimited. Your soul is infinitely powerful. Your soul defies all time and space. Sri Chinmoy.
I said, I think that was a huge success. It was a little bit crazy in the beginning with the baby and all the stuff going on in the background, but what did you guys think?
You know what? I like that your daughter, I think it was just reality. Like, think about it. You know how many meetings you're on, a cat or a dog, or there's kids, like it's, or or your spouse, or whoever comes through. It's just, it's life.
I think
Digital.
everyone needs to get used to it now.
Yeah.
As long as you can hear, most of the thoughts and the ideas, I mean, like, I really wanted to just hit home. Like the thing that keeps coming back to me is this: Napoleon Hill talked to those 500 people that were the most successful people ever at that time. And it all came back to the mastermind principle and applying this one principle. And we're doing it here. So there's so much value in that. I mean, I just think it's something to easily overlook. Like, well, I don't have time for that. That's not something that I would ever do. It's like, this is something that you have to do. It's like, it's not whether you have time to do it or not. You either find this mastermind group or one like it somewhere, because this is the #1 high performance success habit of the most successful people ever.
You make time for it. It's no different than scheduling an exercise, or like I have a schedule that I mostly follow throughout the day. And I know Saturdays, I know what I'm doing at 11 and 12, and it's just, you just make it part of your life.
Yeah. And then you reap the rewards and the benefits. And like you said, I mean, each one of us is experiencing a phenomenal amount of growth. I think one reason why we experience so much growth is because you surround yourself with people like this, and then throughout the week, you want to grow more because you're going to see them on Saturday again. So you want to bring some good news, like, wow, I did this and I did that. It's like you get more excited about the growth process because there's people around you that want to see you grow more.
Can I actually I want to let you know that I meet on Wednesday nights with 3 other women. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all helping each other, and we're doing it because it's women helping women. No offense, you two, but it's a separate group. But we always end the week saying, what is one of our goals for the next week? And then we're accountable, and we check in with each other during the week. And then when we meet the following Wednesday, we go, okay, so did you do your goal? This is what it was. So I found that really beneficial. And we'll actually check in with each other and be like, hey, how's that going? And we push each other. So for one of them, she's not big on public speaking. We're making him she's doing a Facebook Live within the group, introducing herself, talking about what she's getting from it. And the idea is to help make her comfortable doing presentations. So I think that's a huge part. Like for me, they know I'm very creative. So they're always like, okay, what did you paint? I want to see your paintings, or one of the other ones is writing. So we're accountable, like, okay, did you write this week? Your goal is half an hour a day. Did you do that? So I think I've enjoyed that aspect from that, because it's a very clear goal that we each follow up with the other a week later.
No, that is part of the masterminding process that we're supposed to do here. So the first thing we're supposed to do is list off your wins for the week, which sometimes I forgot to include that in there. And then the last part is a call to action. Like everybody's supposed to go through the group and say, hey, what is something that you're going to do this week that you've been struggling to do, and that we can hold you accountable next week. So that's definitely something that we can include in there. It's supposed to be included in there no matter what. One thing is I've been struggling because, like I said, like I have that mastermind group with Lloyd in the morning. So like I'm basically in a mastermind group like
3 hours.
Well, 3 hours, but up until like the very last second before my next mastermind group, like I literally like duck out of there and like I open up my Zoom like literally like almost like on the dot, like it's like 10 a.m. and I'm pushing my Zoom button and try to get in really quick because I'm like, well, I'm trying to listen to his whole mastermind meeting. Yeah. And then I'm trying to transition to do my 2 hours of masterminds. So it really makes it a little bit more intense for me because I don't have like a couple minutes to like, gather my thoughts and kind of like prepare myself mentally. It's just I got to like jump right into it. And then as soon as that one's over, it's like the next one. The next one's starting. So like we had that guy on there, Dominique, that, wanted to join us and was like, dude, it's like, I can't. It's like I'm already starting on, and he tried to get in on our free one, like, halfway through it. And it's like, it's just too awkward to like let somebody in halfway through and like interrupt the whole process. Hey, everybody, this person's coming in and we're going to all like, so it's like, if people don't join at the start time, it's like, you pretty much can't let them in because it's just too, it's harder than it looks. But I definitely want to include stuff like that. I want to include a call to action. I think the wins are definitely a good process. I also kind of like the concept of including gratitude in there. So I'm trying to include more questions where, we start expressing gratitude
Mm-hmm.
as a group. And I'm also trying to include more questions where we get a chance to get to know each other outside of just little chats going back and forth in the group chat. Cause it's like, you really can't get to know anybody very well. And some people aren't going to be able to pay attention to those little chats that we have all the time. So they're going to miss a lot of that stuff.
Well, I can tell you if you're on your phone, it's very hard. Like if you're on the computer laptop, it's easier. If I'm on my phone, I actually have to press, I have to go down, then I'm missing the video and I'm looking at, so I find the chat, it's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good way to develop the real and authentic relationships. And that's the other thing. That's one reason why I weed people out of our group all the time. Because if people aren't going to attend the mastermind meetings, there's really no purpose in being there. I mean, like if you're busy and you have a lot of stuff going on, I mean, it only makes sense to not go. But if you're just never plan on going to one, it's like, why even be here? I mean, because
I don't think everybody quite understands. So I always make a point when I spent a long time prospecting, if you want to call it. I'm very slow to do it because I'm looking for quality. And that's one thing I have to say, that video that Mark did last night with everybody else, there was Martin Bell, there's a couple other people on it, Ron from, I think he's from South Africa, they're fantastic, the way they speak and everything. They talked about that it's quality over quantity. Take your time, don't rush. Because a couple people were like, well, I'm going really slow and I feel like I'm a little bit out of it because I only have a couple people. And even Mark himself was like, but that's okay. You're looking for quality. You don't want just anybody.
Yeah.
So some people I think might feel that pressure. I mean, I don't. It takes me as long as it takes me, and I would rather take a much longer time and get a really great, fantastic group that, like you said, and even Mark said, you have to participate. You have to think, I want to be with them. I want to see them. I want to interact with them 5-10 years from now. It's not like I'm looking to only spend 2 months with them.
Yeah.
And I think you have to really get that concept, and some people don't.
Well,
So,
some people, I don't think they get the concept of masterminding in general. They just don't understand that there's any benefits to it. So, I mean, if they don't understand there's any benefits to it, then they're really not going to understand like the next steps, like, which is actually the real and authentic relationships. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as getting the quality people, yeah, I think that's the most important thing ever. And I think our process weeds out anybody who's not high quality, because the second they get in there, they have to read books. And that's a big commitment. First of all, you have to buy the book. You know, not everybody wants to commit to buying a book. And then you have to actually read the book, or you're going to come in meetings and get nothing out of it. Yeah.
I like that you're doing that, because it really forces you to absorb the information. Like I can read a book and sometimes I just don't retain the information. I need to reread it. So I love that we're doing it 3 times, because it just further reinforces.
Yeah, that was a wise decision on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did it the 3 times too, because I really wanted to, if Dr. Robert Russell is right about everything he's saying, I want us to actually experience the mojo or the magic. Like, I feel like if we just read the book once and we put it down and never read it again, it's like, well, he's saying it's going to do all these incredible things for us, but I really want us to apply it and start seeing, you know, what happens. And you know, because the next book, Homeless to Billionaire, the guy basically says he went out of his way to prove all this stuff wrong and prove that it didn't work.
Oops.
Well, yeah, it's like, now he's a billionaire. I'm sure he's not upset that he tried to prove it wrong. He's like, wow, that worked out better than I expected. But I think it's so cool that he comes at it from this perspective, like, this stuff's crazy. And Dr. Robert Russell said in his book, he says, I know that you're going to say all this stuff that I'm saying is crazy, it's wrong. And he said, you're wrong. Like, he said it right there. He's like, I know for a fact that the stuff I'm saying is true. And that this guy in this next book, Homeless to Billionaire, he's the guy who would have been telling Dr. Robert Russell he was wrong. Like, no, this stuff doesn't work. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And that Abundance Project one I just put in there.
Yeah.
I was looking for 3 books that tied into the same thought process or same core message, but all looked at it from different perspectives, all looked at it from different areas, and also were books that nobody else is talking about, nobody else is reading, nobody else knows about, because I didn't want everybody to come to our personal development mastermind group and be like, oh God, you know, I've heard of, you know, well, if it was like The Secret, you know, everybody's heard about The Secret. I don't want to read about The Secret because everybody knows about it. Everybody has heard about it. I feel like it's a little bit superficial. Like, it really doesn't dive deep enough as a book. So I really didn't want to just follow the crowd and be like, let's just read the books that everybody's read, you know, a trillion times and most people never get any benefits from them. I wanted to read books that were like unique and different. And so that mastermind group is all going to be about those 3 books. And once we finish, we're going to go through them again as a group. You guys might already have your own free members groups at the time, so you can break off and do your own thing. Or if you like the books enough and you want to do a refresher, you say, dude, I want to read that You Too Can Be Prosperous book again, because there was something to that. So you can join us if you want. If you don't want, you can be like, I've already been through that. I don't want to do that again. But the new people that are joining my free mastermind group at that time, it might be the first time they've ever heard of it.
Well, I've never heard of that book, so you brought it up, and I can tell you that book led me to all these other books, and all these books are from like the early 1900s and 1950s, and like a time that was like so long ago, but they had such knowledge. And I know it goes further back. I know it goes way back, probably to, you know, like think Mozart and all them. I'm sure stuff started way back then, and they had some of this concepts. They just termed it something else. They didn't call it the same thing. But I have to say, I really thank you, because I've never heard. I'm like you. I look him up. I can't find anything on him anywhere. Robert Russell. It's like you see the books and that's it.
Well, and think about this. So this is a concept that all 3 of us would agree on. This, each one of us, the thought of our idea of God is interchangeable with the universe, right? Would you agree, Matthew? So
Yeah.
They always say when you meditate, you're listening to God, which basically means when you meditate, you're listening to the universe. What is the universe telling you? Because the universe is the source of all the wisdom, all the intelligence, all the creativity that exists. So when you're meditating, and you know, if you're listening to the silence or whatever, you know, at some point intuition is going to start speaking to you and telling you what to do next, or what, you know, what your purpose in life is, you know, where you're supposed to devote your time and energy. But when you pray, they said you're talking to God. Well, if you think about
you're pushing energy.
Yeah, so when you talk or when you pray, you're talking to the universe, God, universe. Yeah. And so I think that's what these people like Dr. Robert A. Russell and all these people figured out, is because time and space doesn't exist in your subconscious mind, when you say I am prosperity, that thought goes all the way through the entire universe, because time and space doesn't exist here. So you literally are talking to the universe.